his heel was going, I decided I wanted to answer that in a video. So, got a couple snacks in my hand. I'm giving him some little pea-sized pieces. That wasn't an official sit, I was just kind of guiding him into it. So sit, good boy. So now I am expecting him to hold that until I release. Sit. Okay, so add the e-collar on that 2 or 3. Sit. 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 Good. Yes. And then that praise word that matches with the food is that word yes. I'm also using the word good, but since that one, like a lot of the other ones, sit, is a little bit more common, it's not a strict sit. Yes. So then we're going to say the word heel as we start our walk. He's always going to be on your left side, and you get to position yourself to be on at his side, and then you guys can move together. Heel. So he already walks super close anyway, which is awesome. That's going to make it pretty easy to work as we go. Heel. On those turns, and when you change pace, so like this, heel. You're giving him cash. Sit. Good. Yes. Break. So like that, you're giving him just a verbal heads up without the e-collar that something is changing, whether that's changing direction or changing pace. You're telling him something's changing. Cash, come. Yes. I'm currently working on the switch between good and yes because I realized good was being used a little too often and was confusing dogs. So I'm still getting the two swapped every once in a while. Cash, sit. The end of the day, so he's having a little more trouble with that. Sit. Good boy. Yes. So pairing that YES with the physical treat handing. Heel. So then again, there's that verbal heel. He's taking a lag. There we go. So in that case, in the future, I can use heel. In the future, I can use the e-collar heel. So that one was with a button press. There we go. Cash. Sit. Sit. Yes. Break. So let's run through a couple things real quick. So that little bit of lag where he didn't turn with me, for now, I'm not going to worry too much about it. As we start going, I'm going to start speeding up that turn, but we can't expect perfection from the get-go. We got to work up to it. So got him in that sit. In this case, that's not an official sit, but we can go heel. Nonetheless. Then I can give just that verbal heel on a turn, and you're giving it just before you make the turn. So watch specifically on this one since we're close. Heel. Just a split second heads up, and then we're saying his name to come to a stop. So, cash. Right now I'm working on him giving that sit for me. Yes. Break. So I'm saying his name and then waiting to see if he offers that sit. If he doesn't offer it, I can help him out. I can ask him for the sit. But I want to make sure that whenever you get to the end of the walk, all you have to do is say his name and stop, and he will automatically cover that sit for you. Oh boy. Sit. Down. Yes. Down. Down. So we've worked on that duration. Down. Right now, good down. Break. That was a little bit of a cheek. He started to hop up as I moved. We're not going to press him on it too much right this second, but he is working a little bit on that, being able to do that down outside. Holding it is a little bit of a challenge for him since he's used to the word stay. That's okay. I'm giving him the leeway he needs to figure it out himself. Not harping too much on him on that right this minute. Sit. Down. Down. guide him down with a piece of food. Yes. Break. There we go. We can also just play little games and have him work on following that piece of food. Yes. That just helps reinforce it. So even if you're just absent-mindedly sitting watching TV, you can take a little piece and give him a little bit of exercise, a little bit of fun to do, and just have him, even just this, walk a couple steps back and forth. Okay. It's not a whole lot, but if you were bored in your house because like the power was out or something, you'd want something like that to do. Cash, come. Yes. Beautiful. So what I was going to say a minute ago is he's a little bit more on the sensitive side to corrections, whereas some dogs you've probably seen some dogs at some point have a prong collar on or a slip leash and still drive full throttle to the end of the leash. They do not care if they wham into it. They're like, doesn't matter, the thing I am looking to get to is way more important. Cash is definitely more on the side where if you give him a correction, he's more, oh, I got it. Whereas if you go a little bit too far, he's like, well, that was a lot. I'm not gonna pay attention anymore because if that's a little bit too much. That's what it seems to be so far. We haven't gotten, we should not get to a correction that is too big for him, but he definitely works perfectly fine on those lighter, easier corrections, which gives me the idea that he's probably gonna be a little bit. Sit. Good. Let's work on some distance. Where he falls in it doesn't matter. It does not make a difference in how well he can do in training. It just makes a difference in how I approach corrections. Good boy. Break. Awesome. He is doing fabulous. I'm loving these snacks.